Rich knowledge can also be used in modern question answering systems. And the most commonly used form of knowledge is relations. And so relation extraction, which we talked about in a previous lecture, is very important in question answering. And the relations can occur in pulling out the answers, or in analyzing the question, or in both. So for example, we might have databases of relations, triple stores that we might draw from Wikipedia info boxes and might be stored in places like DBpedia and Freebase and these various databases. And we can learn facts like born in Emma Goldman, June 27, 1869. So we can learn the birth date of somebody, or that Cao Xueqin wrote Dream of the Red Chamber, my favorite novel. So this author of relation, this born in relation, are the kind of things that we might be able to extract from these triple stores to answer questions about Emma Goldman's birth date, or the name of the author of Dream of the Red Chamber. And doing that requires that we know what relation was being asked for in the question. And so we're going to need to also extract relations from questions. So if I ask a question like, whose granddaughter starred in E.T., I need to know that this question has relations like someone acted in E.T. and someone else has that someone as a granddaughter. So these are just the kind of relations that if we could extract from both the question and the answer, then we can do some matching on our triple stores and help find the answer. And that's going to be used by most of the modern question answering systems. Another kind of rich use of knowledge is temporal reasoning from these relation databases, but also from obituaries or biographical dictionaries. So a question that IBM's Watson faced, in 1594, he took a job as a tax collector in Andalusia. And the candidate answers here are Thoreau and Cervantes. And we'd like to know that Thoreau is a very bad answer because Thoreau was born in 1817, couldn't have been alive in 1594 to take a job, but Cervantes is at least a possible answer because he was alive in 1594. So these kind of temporal databases would let us do reasoning about when people are born and died, and therefore when they can be an answer to a possible question. Geospatial knowledge, questions about containment or directionality or borders, can help answer lots of questions. So we can help us know that Beijing is a good answer for, say, Asian city, but New York is not a good answer for Asian city, or that California is southwest of Montana. And so, for example, one of these databases, geonames.org, lets you type in, I've typed in Palo Alto here, and you can pull out all sorts of facts from these kind of databases. So its population, its elevation, the latitude and longitude, and the fact that it's part of the United States and part of California and in Santa Clara County and so on. Many question answering systems are simply one-shot questions. You ask a question, you get an answer. Other systems, like Siri is one of these, carry on a full conversation with the user, and their context and conversation matters more. So for example, in a Siri conversation, you might say, book a table at Il Fornaio at 7 o'clock with my mom. That might be sentence 1. And sentence 2 might be, also send her an email reminder. So that her, knowing that her means my mom, is the kind of thing that matters if you're going to have multiple sentence questions. So this coreference, resolving dialogue coreference, knowing that her refers to my mom, is the kind of thing we're going to need to do in a question answering system if we have a full conversation, multiple sentences in a row. Similarly, you might be able to ask clarification questions. If the user says Chicago pizza, a system like Siri might ask, do you mean pizza restaurants in Chicago or Chicago-style pizza? So we might have an ambiguity, and the system resolves the ambiguity by asking a follow-up question to the user. So these are the kind of complications that occur when our question answering system has to be able to deal with follow-on questions and dialogue in general. Knowledge like relation extraction is very important in question answering, and depending on the question answering system, we're going to see other kinds of knowledge like geospatial and temporal and dialogue and conversational knowledge playing a role as well.